Hi crafters, Amy here with Amy's Wares, and today I'm going to do a double stencil technique. Now I have a couple of brand new stencils from the September release at 𝐬𝐵𝐵𝗀 Life Designs. So many fun stencils in the shop this month. But here's a photo of the finished card. This is a sentiment free, and I'll explain why farther along. But I'm starting with the Mystic Strands stencil. This one is so fun, and I know that I want to double it up with the other stencil, which is I forgot the name off the top of my head. I'll get to that in a little bit. But I'm picking some colors from 𝘄𝐵𝗀𝗀𝗀. I'll try and remember to link them below. And I decided to grab my new waffle flower blending brushes for this, just because I can kind of get in the little nooks and crannies, and I can kind of separate the colors on this. So I'm coming in with this yellow color and doing just the moons, and I'm picking different colors for each of the little things, like their stars, moons, hearts, dots. So I do end up using, I think, 4 different colors maybe. And initially I was thinking I was just going to leave this as the fun background and then stencil that face over the top of it. But you'll see in a little bit I have some trouble with this design, and I have to course correct. So this will give you hopefully some inspiration to not, in frustration, throw it in the bin and find a way to make it work, because you're going to see how I mess this up pretty badly. We all make mistakes. Doesn't matter how long you've been doing this. It happens to all of us, I assure you. So I hope it helps you to feel better, knowing that you're not alone in having your card kind of get messed up and get derailed in the process about halfway through. So here I have, I think it's a hot tub color. I think the yellow might be shea butter. I'm not sure on the different colors. Like I said, I'll try and remember to link them below. If I forget, let me know in the comments. Sometimes when I come back around in the editing process, I don't remember to add that information if I didn't mention it specifically in the video. So I apologize for that, but it's a whole process making these videos, all the different steps. So I'll do my best. But here I'm going to line up this other stencil. I believe it's called like, oh yeah, Cute Day of the Dead Face. So it's a Dia de los Muertos stencil. And the reason I decided not to put a sentiment on it is because I don't have any sentiments for Dia de los Muertos. And if you're not familiar, it's not the same as Halloween. It has a lot of meaning in the culture. It often gets associated with Halloween, but it's actually a very, very different holiday. So I didn't want to put a Halloween sentiment on it, so I decided to leave it blank instead. Now here is the mistake. When I ran it through my die cutting machine to get that cool decorative edge, there was schmutz and paint all over my cutting plate. So it put crap all over the front of my panel. So I thought, well, I can either bend it and start over, which I was not interested in doing after I did all those separate little colors. So I decided to make it look distressed. So I used a blending brush with some residual gray ink on it. I grabbed that gray color of ink, and then I just distressed it. And then I distressed it further with some water droplets. I can't remember if I used the shimmer spray or if it's just water, but I was going to make it look messy to cover up the patches of ink that got all over it from die cutting. That was very frustrating. But I do kind of feel like it fits the motif. It would have been a little bit too bright and cheery to leave it white anyway. So I channeled my inner 𝐻𝐵𝐴 and I took away some of the glaring white. And made it look distressed, and I was pleased with how it turned out. But it did make the face a little bit less prominent, so I brought the stencil back on and then came in with a little bit of the darker grayish black just to kind of amp it up. I think I went for the black. Yeah, I went for blackjack just to make it even darker and more of a contrast on the card panel. So I'm coming in with my Altenew blending brushes here because I want it to be really dark. I want the ink to be really saturated, and I'm going to do the ink blending there. So I have the nice distressed background. I still have the hint of the color, but it's just a little bit more muted because I did do the ink blending. Now, the white border would not have worked in this case. So again, channel my inner 𝐻𝐵𝐴. If you don't know her, she's amazing. I'll try and remember to link her below. Seriously, if you don't follow her, be sure to go to her channel, like right after this video is done. Go to her channel, like and subscribe, leave her a comment, tell her that Amy's Wares sent you, because she is legit not only one of my dear friends, but one of my favorite, most inspiring crafters. So you've got to check out her channel because she's just great. Anyway, I'll stop waffling on about Al and I'll get back to the card. Now here I'm using my acrylic markers. These are so fun. These are acrylic paint in a marker form. There's 2 sets now at Altenew. I don't know if you knew that, but I'm super excited because I loved my first set. So there's 2 sets of acrylic markers from Altenew. So it's basically like using acrylic paint, but you can do it with a marker. And so I'm kind of just generally outlining because I don't want to go too crazy and get it to land under the stencil, but I'm just generally outlining the heart shape and then filling it in with this acrylic paint. Now I did get a little bit, I think, on the marker, so that bugged me, and I was kind of just drawing until I got it off. So that's probably just because I didn't wait very long to jump right in. I think it would have been fine if I didn't kind of apply it right over the ink blending, if I would have let it dry a little more. But either way, I was able to get it off the marker. No harm, no foul. It was fine. And now I'm going to bring in a little bit of bling to finish the card. Again, I'm leaving it blank. I don't want to put a sentiment on it, so I'm just going to add a little bit more bling to kind of bring in that pink color that I used in the opening of the eyes with the hearts. And I think I went with the satin light pink, also from A Colorful Life Design. So if you shop for anything, be sure to use my coupon AmyFan10. You'll save 10% on your complete order. You can use that for everything but Master Creator Bundles. So thank you so much for spending time with me. If you enjoyed this, please hit the thumbs up, and I will catch you next time. Bye.